Hi, I'm Dale Menyo. While we were at the Ohio State Fair, we talked with Tom Schmidt of BARK, Buckeye Regional Canine, an organization that trains police dogs for police forces around Ohio. We talked with Tom after a demonstration he gave at the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Pavilion.
We have probably trained and donated over 50 police work dogs in Northeast Ohio. My wife and I got involved with dogs way back in the 70s, and we've been doing something with dogs ever since. And we did the sport dog, we did the Schutzen dog. We've raised dogs, we breed dogs, and during the late 80s we started helping some of the police departments increase their skills, and we found this is what we really love, and we started donating the dog and the training totally free. Now when we donate the dog, we actually donate we don't donate a full-grown and full-trained dog. We donate a puppy at around 6 to 8 weeks old, and the dog and the handler start training at 6 to 8 weeks old. They immediately start narcotics and tracking right at 6 weeks. Most of our dogs certify with the state by the time they're 6 months of age, and we just had a dog last month certified when he was 6 months and 2 weeks old. On Thursday, he made his first drug arrest on Friday. So we actually got puppies out there making drug busts. They get their second certification when they get to be about 11, 12 months of age, and that's the patrol work, because we got to wait for the mental maturity to kick in to do the bite work and the control work on the dog. But if these departments were to buy these dogs, they start at around $12,000. That's the most gratifying thing I've ever done. I'll get a call at 2 or 3 in the morning saying their dog just tracked the bad guy right to their house, which they've done. We just had a guy in one of the got called to a neighboring city that didn't have a dog. His dog hit one of these iPod containers. They got a warrant, and when they opened it up, they found 1,000 pounds of marijuana in it. So I get calls every day from all the things that these dogs do, and it's the most gratifying thing I've ever done. Well, we actually got a dog for the Department of Natural Resources, and he's employed in Lake Bilton, Ohio. And because of the Ohio State Fair and the Department of Natural Resources has a lot to do with the state of Ohio, they asked him to come down and put a little thing on for his dog. So immediately Chuck contacted me and said, hey, would you get down and help me put this little demo on? And I wish we had more room, but where they put us, it's very, very small. So basically we did an article search where we threw a gun in some grass and the dog went and found it in a few seconds. We did a narcotic find, which was a difficult find for him. And we did a couple things in his bite work to show the control in the dog. And then right after we did his little bites, we actually invited the crowd to come down to meet the dog, and they got to pet Rico, and it shows the temperament of the dog. He doesn't think everybody's bad. Rico's a Belgian Malinois, and that was Chuck's first dog, was a female Malinois. And when Brenda got ready to retire, we actually went to Kentucky and actually bought Rico as a puppy and gave him to Chuck, and we started his training, so he took over Brenda's job. Brenda's 13 years old, and she's still living in Ohio, or still living with his handler. And Rico does the work though, and Rico's just turned 7. And Rico's got about 6 sons on area departments that we've actually bred him, and he's got about 6 sons working. And the rule of thumb, in the next year or two, we'll probably breed Rico again, and Chuck will take a young dog and use him Rico's son will probably take his place when Rico retires. Most dogs, again, they're susceptible to injuries and illnesses just like we are. Usually the average age around 10, 11 years you get out of them. But then arthritis, again, just like us, arthritis, rheumatism kind of hampers our movements. So once we see the dog start to slow down, that's the time we want to start another young dog. So in 8 or 9 months, he can actually take the older dog's place. Rico's a Belgian Malinois. I actually came in contact with him many years ago in El Paso, Texas. I like their energy, but people said they had a hard time training because of their energy. And I actually did a lot of studying on the Malinois and stuff. And when we did Brenda, it was so easy to do her. And again, I learned a lot more about him just by working with him. And when we got Rico, Rico impressed me so much I fell in love with the breed, and now I've got a couple female Mallies. I'm actually breeding those too. Some of the Malinois that are sometimes they think is uncontrollable. A lot of people give them nicknames as the Malligator, basically because they're trying to train them like a German Shepherd. And you can't train a Malinois like a Shepherd. If you train them like a Malinois and understand the differences in their breeds and their characteristics, it's very, very easy. Just about every time that the canine guy gets in contact with a guy that's very verbal or very vocal, in many cases they'll take the officer on before they'll take the dog on. But when they see the dog, mostly, I mean, they'll call this officer all kinds of names and cuss at him, but when they hear the dog barking, it turns into yes sir and no sir very, very quickly. Because they know this dog's not going to hesitate. He's not going to think about biting him. He's just going to bite him. Our website is caninebark.org. And you can look on our website, you'll see all of our dogs. You also see the trophies that they've won and medals they've won throughout the state. And again, visit our website, you'll see all the dogs' pictures that we have working now, even some of the younger guys that are still just now getting their certification. and we sell our t-shirts, and the money we make from the t-shirts buys our bite equipment. The bite suit alone that we use is like a $1,500 item, so that's got to be replaced almost every other year because we got like 40 dogs chewing on it now. Again, it's the most rewarding program that I've had. Probably when I talk to new department chiefs and they say, well, how much is the dog? And I tell them totally free. There's like a dead silence on the phone, and probably the hardest thing I have to get them to understand that I'm not some kind of crackpot. What I do offer is totally free. So most of the time I'll say, here, call this chief or this chief and this chief, and then call me back. And about 3 days later, I get a much more excited call that they're really excited now.
Stay tuned to see Bonnie whip up some cream-filled strawberries. Down the Road is brought to you by Prince Agra, makers of Omnigen cattle feed, Woodruff Enterprises of Springfield, Ohio, and Stewart Labs, makers of pain-relieving products.